Yeah.
Miracles come while we in the fight. Don't give up and hold him tight. You will have a visible battle scar, but never forget who you are and fight, fight, fight. Hello, and welcome to Embracing the Fight. I am Erica Lamar, your digital creator and host. Before we talk about this guy that's on the screen with me now, I need you to take a moment to click like, click share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Embracing the Fight. Why? Because Embracing the Fight helps normalize the conversation surrounding physical and mental health issues and concerns. But with no further ado, you see I have this guy right here with me on the screen, and a lot of people know that I play tennis, and this is not a facade. This is not just me putting on an outfit and putting my racket out and everything. I have a good friend that I have known since what, 2002?
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah. So I'll let him introduce himself, and he'll tell you how we met, and he's going to tell you the name of episode 47.
Hi, my name is Eugene Holiday, and I met this young lady here, like in 2002, at a tennis tournament in Mobile, Alabama, called the Turkey Day Classic. Great tournament, great people, and I ran into this lovely lady here, and we've been friends ever since. She can't get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere, no matter what.
All right, so what did you name episode 47?
Episode 47 is named True to the Game.
All right, so one thing you don't know about Gene, and you can't look at him right now and tell, but he's been through a lot when it comes to his health. And he's calling this episode True to the Game. So we're going to start off with him telling us a little bit about his health journey and his story and what kept him true to the game.
So in 2011, November 16th to be exact, I actually fell sick. I found out I have type 1 diabetes, and I fell into a diabetic coma. I was in the coma for a month. I went into the hospital weighing 210 pounds. When I came out of my coma, I was weighing 90 pounds.
Wow.
And it was rough. I didn't know I would take physicals, but I never did know I had diabetes until that day. My blood sugar actually got up to 1299.
Oh, wow. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to the doctor like you were supposed to.
You
were getting your physicals, and you were playing tennis every day.
Yes.
You were teaching tennis.
Yes.
You were running. Everything. You felt normal.
Yep.
And all of a sudden this happened.
It happens. I found out when you take a physical, you don't ask for specific things. They don't really look for it.
Okay.
So when they never did test me for diabetes.
Okay.
They said, well, you plays tennis, he's always on the court, so we figured he's in good health.
Okay.
But just one day, I was not feeling well. And luckily, my mom called me and asked me, like, I haven't seen you in a while. You should come over. I actually went over, and I told her I wasn't feeling well. She told me, well, lay down, take a nap. And when I went to sleep, that's when I fell into the coma.
Oh, wow. So prior to that, a lot of the telltale signs of diabetes, they say that you're thirsty, you can be cold and clammy, you're tired, you urinate a whole lot. Were you seeing any of that?
Actually, I was. But I overlooked them because, like I said, I played tennis. I was always drinking water, so I felt like I just wasn't thirsty. Eating habits changed a little bit, going to the bathroom, but I thought it was just normal.
Okay.
And like I said, I was taking physicals. My doctors never did say anything about it, so I didn't look any further into it.
Okay, so when you woke up 90 pounds, 120 pounds lighter,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that you're in the hospital, and you see, all the tubes and everything, what was your first thought? What did you think was happening?
Well, actually, when I came out of the coma, I thought it was just the next day. I thought I went to sleep for a day.
Mm-hmm.
And they would actually will not let me look into a mirror because I had a head full of hair, beard, everything.
Wow.
And they finally, I actually looked into the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't recognize myself.
Did anybody take a picture of that?
No.
Oh, well,
No.
You got some good friends and family, because I would have been snapping so you could see, later, what this transition looked like. That way you could encourage other people, later on, that you could be in this state and you can eventually get, back to this.
Yes.
Okay, so at that point, though, when the doctor told you that you had type 1 diabetes, what was your first thought?
I was like, I said, that's not true. I said, I'm an athlete. I said, I take care of myself. But it runs in my family, and I did not know that.
Okay.
So, all I say, this is something you definitely have to be aware of and take care of yourself.
Right.
Ask questions.
So you can't out-exercise, out-eat type 1 diabetes, right?
No.
Type 2 is the one where if you exercise, eat right, you can
get rid of
it.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Type 1 is genetic.
Okay. And you have children?
Yes.
So have your children been tested for type 1 diabetes?
Actually, they have. As
Okay.
soon as I realized I had it, I made sure they got tested.
Okay.
So good thing that it came back negative.
That's great. Okay, so fast forward after this 90 pounds, you're in your mind saying what? You want to get back to playing tennis. You want to get back to your family. You want to get back to all these things. What was it like? What were you saying?
In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, it was very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I was done. I wanted to give up. But I had a lot of family and friends, and a good friend of mine who would support me and tell me, look, we do a lot with this sport. Come back to this.
Yeah.
And I finally bought into it, and then it was a long, hard journey,
Mm-hmm.
but it was God's will for me to come back.
Okay.
And like I say, I thank them for doing that.
Okay. So you had a really good support system. Did you use any outside therapy? Anyone, to talk to? Did you go to counseling or anything like that?
I wish I did, but I did not.
Okay.
I just talked to basically my family and friends.
Okay. So they gave you solid advice and they helped you to keep moving. Okay, so how long did it take, from the point that you were released from the hospital to actually get back and start playing tennis again?
Oh, it took like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
It took 3 years. It took a year and a half for me to even start back walking,
Mm-hmm.
and then another year and a half for me to actually to be comfortable on the tennis court.
Okay, so as far as walking, is it because you were in a coma so long that your muscles lost their strength, or
Yes.
what?
It ate a lot of my muscles away.
Okay, so you suffered from atrophy.
Yes.
Okay.
And like I say, to lose that much weight that fast,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even hold a toothpick in my hand without shaking it. I had no kind of strength anywhere. It was difficult. It was difficult in the beginning.
So who did you have as a caregiver?
A friend of mine at the time, she helped me out a lot. I even had to move in with her.
Okay. And that's usually hard, when a person is independent.
Right.
They've always lived on their own. They've always taken care of their bills and everything. What was this like, especially financially? Because you remember when I talked about, my journey with thyroid cancer, how I wasn't paid
Right.
for a month. You weren't paid for a significant, amount of time. So what was this like for you?
Draining.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I had money saved up in my savings account for the hospital bills.
Yeah.
Paid that up.
Yeah.
And then trying to still pay rent and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard. I actually had to start over because I lost everything.
Okay.
So I had to really start over in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I got another chance.
Okay.
I wasn't 100%, but I had the opportunity to work my way back
Okay.
by teaching tennis, working with people. Didn't play like I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
but I came to grips with that. Like I never was back 100%.
Okay.
But it allowed me to enjoy the game and really respect the game and learn it even more.
Okay. Let me give a little caveat. Don't listen to him when he says he's not 100%. He's still running people into the fence, got people diving for balls and things of that nature. Okay, let's go ahead. So, he and I played tennis together in Houston a couple of years ago, and we won, the entire tournament. And it was interesting because we beat some people that were like, 18, 19, maybe 20 years old. And, here we are stepping in, knocking at the door of 50. It was like, that was a great accomplishment. And knowing, that he's gone through all of this and I'm going through what I'm going through and we're still playing, he's making me stay true to the game. Because honestly, this is the first time I've been out to the courts, in a couple of months, maybe. I should be ashamed to say that, but I'm not. But let's go back to his story. So, fast forward. Now you are playing tennis. You are working with Courier Kids still, or?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that. Tell me about Courier Kids and what you're doing.
In 2021, I moved down here to St. Petersburg, Florida, as the Courier Kids tennis director.
Okay.
So when I first moved here, they only had 11 kids in the program.
Okay.
Now we have over 500 kids total.
Oh, wow.
So I get to work with a big group of kids, nice people,
Okay.
and I love what I do. So it changed, allowed me to work with kids and actually play a lot more. Had to once again develop patience again, because it was working with kids is tough. But it's fun. I really do enjoy it. Something I would never give up again.
Okay. And I'm gonna let him give a little plug here. What's going on the first weekend in December?
So, December 8th through the 10th, I'm hosting a Courier Kids tennis tournament. It's a fundraiser to raise money for our after-school program to help families during the Christmas holidays. We donate toys and money. It's a lot of fun. Last year we had 182 participants.
It was a great tournament.
This year I'm going for 200.
All right, so if you're out there listening and you want to play in this tournament, it is in St. Petersburg, Florida, the first weekend in December. And what's the website do they have to go on?
r2sports.com.
Okay, you need that, r2sports.com. And he is the tournament director, so you won't get a chance to get your eyes beat out by Gene this time. But maybe, in another tournament in the future, maybe the one in March, that you could come back down here to St. Pete and actually participate in the tournament. You might run into us. All right, is there anything else that you wanted to, encourage someone who just found out that they had, type 1 diabetes? What would you tell them?
Well, I would definitely say never be afraid to ask questions.
Okay.
Always take, health comes first. So, make sure you go get your physicals. Ask, to get tested for everything. Don't be afraid. The worst thing to do is not to know. And then you find out down the line this was something you could have prevented. Please go get tested. And if you have, reach out for help.
Yep. So there are things that, a lot of people don't necessarily know about. And just us having this conversation lets me know that neither one of us really knew about it until I was talking to someone that I work with whose wife was she's a patient advocate specialist, and she talked about the funds that come into the hospital from donations that are used for people who are having financial difficulties when going through, an illness. Now, something like this would have definitely,
yes,
helped you for sure. And I don't know if they would have said I was eligible for it since it was such, a short time. But also, when you're going through an illness and you start seeing these bills, especially these medical bills from, say, these different body scans and outside entities outside of the hospital, make sure that you talk to that patient advocate and ask them what's available for you financially. Because what's the point of getting well and then waking up under a mountain of debt that you don't feel like you can ever get past, and then you start stressing, and that stress makes you sick again. So you don't want to keep going through that cycle. So make sure you reach out to your patient advocate.
Please do.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with us on Embracing the Fight?
All I can really say is, once again, I really press on going to get tested, going to make sure you have everything that you need. Talking to someone, do research on it. No matter, even if you're feeling a little dizzy or feel like you're dehydrated, don't second guess. Don't think, don't put it to the side. So I'll be okay tomorrow. Please go to the doctor ASAP.
Yep. Don't self-diagnose. Don't do that.
Please don't. And no matter what you go through, never give up.
All right. Gene is gonna stay true to the game. And we're going to continue to embrace the fight together. So thank you so much for taking the time out to view this episode of Embracing the Fight. Have an absolutely amazing day.